Hi everybody, welcome to Shelly's Everyday Prepping Adventures. I just came out of Walmart, my local Walmart, and I wanted to give you an update on a few things. So I am in Maryland. Gas where I'm at is right now $5.03. Just went up a couple of cents. No surprise there. Went in, I needed to top off some preps. I've been organizing my pantry and getting things so I know exactly what I have. So I needed to go and top off a few things. I went into Walmart. My local Walmart is just across the line in Pennsylvania. So, excuse me. I needed a gallon of milk. And I don't know how much milk is in your area, but I had sticker shock. A gallon of milk is $5.07 here, which, yeah, really hurts actually. So, yeah, there's that. So I stocked up on some more canned goods. I got a few things here and there that I just needed to top off. I got another bag of sugar. I got a bag of rice. I'll do a little video on my haul today and show you what I picked up. But I just wanted to tell you, you know, everything is so expensive, and I probably don't have to tell you that. But yeah, $5.07 for a gallon of milk and $5.03 for a gallon of gas. So there's that. Okay, so as I was checking out, the cashier started a conversation with me, and she asked me, she said, "Are you stocking up? Are you prepping?" And I wasn't sure exactly at first how to answer. But I looked at her and I'm like, yeah, I am a little, because you got to be careful who you tell. She said, "I don't blame you. Prices are ridiculous. I wish I had a place to store my stuff." I said, "Honey, clear out under your bed, stuff it in your closet. You do whatever you have to do, but things are only going to get more expensive." We continued our conversation, and I asked her, you know, "Do you see a lot of this?" She said, "Well, I don't see a lot of extreme stuff. There's a few people that come in and are really stocking up." But she said, "Our Walmart has limits on how much you can buy." And you probably, this isn't the first time you've heard that. I said, "Well, what's the limit here?" And she said, "Well, honestly, I don't really know. Once you get to whatever number it is, the register won't let you do, you know, buy anything else." And she said, "I have a few couples that come in and they split how much they buy." And yeah, so that's the first time I've heard about limits in my Walmart. I've heard other people talk about their Walmarts have put limits on. And again, like I said, this cashier didn't know the exact number, but she knows that it's happened to her, and so people are splitting their orders so that they can get what they need. So people are waking up. Some people are stocking up. She said it's not extreme. She said it's not like everybody's coming in doing it, but she said there are quite a few people that are doing it. So there's hope that people will wake up and will get what they need. The more people that take care of what they need now, the less problems we'll have later down the road. So, on to another little interesting tidbit. Yesterday morning, I got a phone call. Now, I live on a farm about a quarter of a mile off the road. At the end of my lane, my sister lives in a house right on the road, and my niece lives on a house right on the road. And then my parents live directly across the street in another farmhouse. Our farm is split by a, not a major road, but a pretty good road. So my sister calls me at 6:30 in the morning. She said, "You're not going to believe this. The U.S. Marshals are in my driveway. They're in your driveway. They're in Dad's driveway. And they're walking around behind my house." I'm like, "Oh my goodness, what's going on?" She had gone out and asked them if she could help them. And they responded, that they were going to arrest the boy that lives in this house, and they pointed at her house. And my sister's like, I think you might have the wrong house. So she asked him, who the boy was, and he wouldn't give a name, but he showed her a picture, and it obviously wasn't her son. So she said, that's the neighbors right there. Anyway, the neighbors had moved into the area a couple months ago from inner city. The rumor was that it's a mom, a dad, a grandmother, and 2 boys. The rumor was that they moved out of the city to get away from violence because the son had been shot. Well, we're not entirely sure, but we think that the son was a shooter, not the son got shot. And they had a large cache of illegal weapons in their house and different things. So they arrested him without incident, but it was quite an interesting thing to have the U.S. Marshals walking through your fields behind your house early in the morning. I guess my point here is I'm afraid that things are going to get much worse. And to be honest, I've always lived in the country, so I've never had a lot of problems with that kind of people. I'm not trying to be judgy or anything. I'm just saying I've never had to deal with that kind of stuff. We all knew that they were different. They weren't very friendly. They had some cane corso dogs, which I don't know if you know about dogs, but they can be pretty vicious if they need to be. So they had dogs, and their dogs got out and came across the street to my dad's farm where we have goats and chickens. And he said to the boys, your dog is out. And the boy cussed him. Dad's like, well, the next time the dog comes over here and starts to bother my animals, we're going to have a problem. So they've been lighting off fireworks. They've been shooting guns and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And we just kind of had this feeling that there was something we didn't really want to mess with them. And then this happens. So we believe they took the boy and the father. We're not sure. There are a lot of bushes around my sister's house, and she couldn't see exactly what was going on. But anyway, yeah. So I'm just giving you an example. People are stocking up at the Walmart. Milk has gone up. Gas is even higher. It's going to keep going up. And now I have violent people moving into my very rural neighborhood. So this could get interesting. Could get interesting really fast. I pray that it doesn't. But, yeah, And then I was walking through Walmart. I had a cartload of canned goods that I'd picked up. And a elderly gentleman who looked very weak and frail, he said, you got a lot of canned goods there, sweetie. I said, yeah, I do. I got some for myself and some for my mom. And he goes, yeah. He said, I have pancreatic cancer, and I call it a chemo hangover. He said, I haven't been able to get out of the house since last Saturday, and I'm out, today I'm feeling okay. And I told him that I would pray for him, and he said his name was Bobby. So everybody say a prayer for Bobby. He seemed like a very nice gentleman. People out there are struggling. Be kind. Be kind. Everybody's fighting their own battle today. I mean, every day, even before all of this. And this has just made things so much worse. So much worse. But I urge you to learn how to grow a garden. I urge you to learn how to can, learn a new skill. I urge you to stock up on paper books and print off stuff from the internet, put it in a binder, stuff that you're going to need to know in case you don't have the internet or electric. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying that everything is going to be catastrophic and an EMP or whatever. I don't know what's going to happen, but the possibility of not having electric could be from an EMP or a solar flare. You don't know that. Or it could be just the simple fact that electric has gotten so expensive you can't pay your bill. And now what do? I asked a friend yesterday, I said, she's not stocking up. And I said, okay, so when this happens, so let's say your electric bill is so high and you have to choose between feeding your children, and she's got 2 young children, or paying your electric bill, what's going to happen? She just looked at me. So it may not be that we don't have electric. It may be that we just can't afford it. Take care of your babies. That's my motto. So then I proceeded to ask her, if you don't have electric, do you have something you can cook on? Well, I have a grill. I guess that's a start. I didn't know what else to say. I'm like, I've only been talking to you about this now for over a year. Over a year we've had this conversation. And now you're asking questions, and now you want to learn how to can. But I don't understand why it took this long. So I asked her, I said, do you have any kind of a pantry buildup? She said, no. I've got 5 people in my house. It's hard to build up a pantry. I said, you keep 2 pantries. You keep a working pantry and a long-term pantry. What's that? She says, well, you keep one in your kitchen. That's your working pantry. That's the one that you eat out of daily. I said, when that's depleted, you go to your long-term pantry and refill your working pantry, and then you go out and replace the stuff that you used out of your long-term pantry. Oh, that's the problem. I never replace anything. Like, yeah. So, there's that. I just don't know what to say. She's a really good person. She understands to some degree. I just don't know. I just don't know. So anyway, this is the end of my ramblings. I am going to post a short video later today showing you the preps that I picked up today. I made a phone call to my sister who is also prepping, and I gave her a list of things that she may have missed or may not have enough of, and she was very appreciative because there are things she didn't think of. I like to buy a lot of throwaway razors just to keep for shaving them naturally, but I mean, if you have to take them apart and use them to cut things, you can do that as well. And then I went through the list of things that you can use antiseptic mouthwash for. You have to get the kind with no sugar. I have a video on that. I also went over the stuff that she could use baking soda for, and she was surprised. So I said, if you don't want to stock up on deodorant and toothpaste, stock up on a lot of the baking soda, and use that for that kind of thing. The antiseptic mouthwash can also be used to treat infections, skin infections, like you cut yourself, you can clean a wound with it. I also pointed out that Epsom Salts is a really good thing to have plenty of. When I was a kid growing up, if you got a cut, the first thing they did was soak it in Epsom salt and warm water. Well, really warm water. Sometimes the water was so warm it was bordering on hot. But the fact is, I didn't go to the doctor and I didn't get an infection. So Epsom salts is good for that. Also, Epsom salts is really good to use on your garden. It has magnesium in it. Print off instructions on the internet on how to use it and put it in a binder for you to keep for later. Okay, so later on today I'll show you my haul from Walmart. Goodbye for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.